Jordan, obviously, UFC debut didn't go the way you wanted it to go, but just give me the lessons. What you took out of that fight.
I was humbled with the weight class and size and difference, and that these boys come to play, and my strategy, my game plan.
Yeah. 9 months since then, so but it's been a busy 9 months for you, right? It seems like you've kind of like reinvented everything during this time. I mean, what would you how would you describe the stretch, I guess?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a reinvention of myself, but also just a christening or just a crisper of the knowledge that I've already obtained. Being at this new camp and being under Coach Mark Montoya and all the other colleagues under him, they've been really been able to let me use all my new 8 limbs and everything, but just really helped me understand why I've been using and fighting the way I have been. So yeah, it's definitely been a reawakening.
Awesome. Obviously, Mark's got a great reputation. What was it about that gym that you thought, yeah, this is the place for me?
Well, after my last fight, like I said, I was humbled, and I needed a place with more training partners and just more of a notoriety in the sport. And me and my management, we were both in agreement that a move to Denver, Colorado was going to be the best, not only for knowledge sake, but just, cardio and everything, other aspects of my game that can really be elevated.
Nice.
Literally.
And the change in weight class as well, right? Which I think you were stubborn. You were always like, I don't need to do that. I don't need it. So what was the switch that you were like, all right, they were right. I need to go to welterweight?
I mean, now at welterweight, I was talked into it again. There was a conversation between my management and Coach Mark we had, and was like, hey, man, you're going to be able to start wrestling and just using other fundamental aspects of this sport that I've been having to neglect being against these bigger guys. I mean, if you look at my size and RoboCop size, would you say that my game plan was to out wrestle him? No. But now anyone at welterweight, that's an option. That's the option on the table, which is only going to open up the striking that I've learned over the years and really implement my will.
Nice. How are you finding it, the move down? I mean, obviously you're not there yet. You'll be there on Friday. But, I mean, is it been like a lifestyle change, or has it been not as difficult as you thought?
Yeah, just a lifestyle change and more resourceful change. People at the UFC and my management they've been really able to key point and getting sponsors and just nutritionists to really help and get my walking weight down into a really sizable attack for 170. So I think that just having resources, but also that it has to be a mental strength and conditioning too. Going down a weight, eating less food, waking up with chapped lips before anything. So you gotta be ready for it.
I was curious, the stem cell treatment you did too. Did that treatment help factor into your decision at all? Has that changed your body chemistry at all? Or?
Oh, shout out to Dr. Figueiredo. I mean, she hooked it up. She did this huge sponsorship. They use embryonic stem cells. That's what they use to tackle the diabetic aspect. They also did platelet lysate for injuries that I've had throughout the sport and did local injections there. But my blood sugar levels have already been lowering on average through the last month, at least 35 points. It's dropped, and which is tremendous. I mean, for me, and just how my legs are going to feel going into this fight. It's known that diabetics, if we work out for so long, our muscles just get atrophy from the high blood sugar. So just being able to keep my blood sugars within a stable range is really what's going to help for this fight. And the medicine that they gave me, it's working. I'm battling lows, meaning low blood sugars, more than I can count at this point. And so it's normally that'd be a bad thing. But coming from someone who doesn't produce insulin yet, it's a really good thing for me.
That's awesome. Talk about this matchup. Was Mickey a guy that once you decided you were moving, was this a matchup you were interested in, or is it just kind of what came together?
Like I said, I didn't say this yet, but shout out to my management, Jay House and Jamie Lechow and Iridium Sports. They found the matchup, and we like this matchup. This guy, he's 5-3 in the UFC. He's got wins, and he's a big name for me to take out and help me build my own name. And I feel confident in this matchup. I feel confident in any matchup. Against the last fight, Nasruddin, I felt confident. Against RoboCop, I felt confident. I feel confident in any matchup, and I'm willing to accept any matchup. But that's why I have a good management team to really put this one together.
It's almost. Does this almost feel like your debut again? You know what I mean? It's in a new weight class, you're with a new team, you're on new medicine. I mean, does this feel like your debut again?
I mean, if you can eliminate the jitters, then yeah. I mean, because I've fought through those a couple times already, and yeah, I just get the experience and just see how good of this change is going to be for me.
Nice. Last thing for me, what's your goal in this fight? I mean, obviously it's to win, but I mean, is this to, is it about making the weight? Is that the big thing? Is it about to make some big statement and prove like, hey, I'm here, I'm the guy, or is it just win and get comfortable?
Like, I'm here to change my life. Whatever avenue, whatever road that takes me down, I'm going to take it. Whether it's a knockout, performance of the night, just a gritty, all-out, 3-round war. I'm going to change my life, and I'm going to do it in a couple of days. That's the goal.
Hey, Jordan. Talk about how you found out that you had a broken neck, and I mean, how many fights do you think you were fighting with a broken neck?
Well, so we were in Abu Dhabi after they saw how fucked up my face was after the last fight. They're like, hey man, we need to do a CT scan. Your orbital bone is obviously looking like it's broken in your nose. So they did a CT scan, and then I almost missed my flight back home from Abu Dhabi. They had to show, because they're doing these damn extra testing on my neck. So the guy said that, hey, did you know your neck's broken? I was like, no, didn't it just happen? He's like, no, it's not a new fracture. So it's an old break. It looks like it's been there like about a month. So that's at least the Gregory Rodriguez and the Nasruddin fight. So at least 2, big fights. And like I said, I didn't even know it. So having the Gregory Rodriguez fight, it ended in just over 2 minutes, and it didn't hit the ground. So we're pretty sure it happened somewhere along the lines of training,
How do you walk around and not know that you have a broken neck?
Sometimes, I mean, it makes sense that I get random stingers, a lot of stingers during practice, but us fighters, we're a different breed. We don't have a kink in our neck and we think like, oh, this could possibly be broken. We're just thinking, how am I going to make it to the next training session with this setback? Am I going to let it be a setback? And telling yourself, hey, this might be a broken neck doesn't sound like a setback that you allow. I probably wouldn't have let myself do that fight if I was a smart man. But again, it's a contender series fight. I probably would have let myself do it anyway.
And then just, talk about being an advocate for diabetes. And I know that you've been talking a lot about it. And I guess just how important that is to you.
Yeah, shout out to all my type 1s and all other type 2s out there fighting the battle. Going to be doing a little color change and a hair blue to represent all the people who are going through the struggle. And it just means a lot. It means a lot to be someone that can carry this weight of being a role model and inspire. A lot of people always ask to themselves, why me? Why this terrible setback? Why do I have this disease? Or why did I lose my leg? Why? I believe that, I'm strong enough to carry this burden, and that's the why. So, shout out to everyone else doing this.
Kind of giving people hope that, you can be an athlete and have diabetes, right?
I mean, if I can, because I'm myself, my coaches, which is why I encourage other diabetics to get into the sport, and only 2 other doctors in my life, and I've seen plenty, especially just because of this disease, have ever told me to do this and to go on and to chase your dream and let it see what it can do for you. And in the process, it's already helped me gain insulin, afford insulin that I could never afford. And I'm not talking from the money I make from UFC. I'm talking about like a sponsor. If one of these doctors is like, hey, I support you. I support that you tackle on this identity of being a diabetic. You're not a person with diabetes. You are a diabetic, and you claim that. And he's like, because of this, like, I'm just gonna give you all the support and help you need with medical needs that I could never have gotten before. So it's just proof that you can make your life substantially better. I remember having insurance, and I still couldn't afford the insulin that the doctor was telling me to go buy. And he's like, but at the same time, it's the same doctor who's telling me not to go fight. And if I had to guess which of the 2 is more dangerous, me not having means to get my medication seems a little bit more risky. So just just keep the fight going. You never know. One day it could pay off.
And one final thing about the diabetes is, I guess, going to talk about how hard is it? You know, you're dropping down a weight class, you have diabetes, and like, you know, you have to watch what you eat. So I mean, I guess kind of just talk about that.
So like last night, my blood sugar got low, and we were trying to be at a target weight, and I had to drink some sugar to raise my blood sugar. Like an idiot, I bought a bottle of juice that said I didn't read the I was like, oh, I know this brand. This one has a lot of sugar in it. And then I'm drinking this juice and my blood sugar's not raising, and I look at the bottle and it's like, oh, this is 65% less sugar in this. I'm like, hey, all right. So then now I wasted about a half a pound of drinking that. Now I have to drink another half pound of a substance with calorie or carbs. And so that's a pound extra that I put on myself last night in the middle of this weight cut. So it's like two steps down a ladder, one step back up. 2 steps down, one up. That's how this weight cut is going to be. That's how everyone is going to be. But I think we're just going to be more knowledgeable about those lows. And so that's just one aspect about losing weight as a diabetic, is watching out for the lows and having the re-up on weight.
Thank you.